I'm gonna do a little bit of skin prep. So I already have my skincare on, but I like to do a little bit of this kind of on the high points. I just feel like it adds extra moisture. And anywhere that I know I'm going to blend concealer, I love to put that. I will take a fluffy brush and kind of press it in a little bit. And then once I have it smoothed out, I'm gonna sit here for a while. So I'm gonna put on my 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬𝗓 eye patches. You could definitely use your concealer, but I don't always have the same luck. So I like to use an eyeshadow base. I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade, and then I'm going to grab some of this white shade as well, just to lighten it, because I want the lid space to be a little brighter than usual. So I'm gonna mix these two. And again, you could absolutely use your concealer, but I sometimes find that the dry times on concealers are weird. They stay too wet. Eyeshadow isn't enough to set them. It's just been chaos, but use what you have that works. And I'm after a brighter base. That way everything really shows up nice and neutral, even a little bit more cool. So if I was to use a warmer base, we might already be off to a very warm start, but that's not where this look, or the eye look at least, ends up. So this base is gonna be perfect. And also I like to just get wild with it. I take it all the way up to my brow bone. I'll take it really far out this way, because remember, we can melt that off later. We're gonna grab this side, I'll show it to you, of the Melt Cosmetics stack. So it comes in a stack like this, but I feel like this particular shade here is gonna be perfect. So we want that on a fluffier brush, that way it's not too intensely pigmented. But I am just gonna start to tap that into the base. Don't worry about creasing in the socket. We're gonna come back there later, not a big deal. But right now, let's just go ahead and build this up. I feel like this is gonna be the perfect shade. I'm very excited. There's nothing like when you're doing a recreation and you find a shade that is so spot on, so satisfying. All right, let's just build this up. I'm gonna use both of these, but first we're gonna grab this. Still using that E29. It's gonna give us a more diffused look. But it's also gonna help us with blending. And just, I'm really not doing a lot of precision right now, so that's why a bigger brush is gonna be perfect for this. It kind of helps interlock all of the shadows and give us a really nice seamless blend. So let's focus that on the brow bone and then go ahead and have it become friends with the shadow that's already on our lid. Now we're doing two versions of the shimmer. We're doing this more metallic champagne, and then in a second, don't go anywhere because this is gonna come to the party. It's extra, extra sparkly. So I have this queued up on my brush. It's this shade right here. So perfect for this, in my humble opinion. And I'm just going to smooth out the lid space. This is what I was talking about earlier. These types of really wet bases are going to crease until we set them. So it does look like there's a slight carve. So I didn't really need to worry about carving with concealer. I'm just gonna use the C30 and the more metallic and just start to carve this out. The picture I'm recreating, there's definitely a wing, but listen, I am really quick to get a wing out of control. I love wing liner. It's one of the reasons I even got into makeup. So if this wing gets giant, I warned you, I can't help it. I do love to use a gel liner. Even though this is a pencil, it's still a gel liner. And if you take a brush, it actually becomes really, really easy to kind of blend and shape. So I love the idea of these pre-matte lashes. These are from Pink Puree. I popped one off just to see what it would look like. So I'm not sure I'm gonna use all the way over to here, maybe just these three. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Line It Lash It, and this is going to definitely be stuck in my lashes for a little while, but it is what it is. And I'm just gonna, it's gonna dry completely clear, by the way. We're not doing all this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put the glue on. Apply the shortest piece towards the front. Whenever you're using conventional glue, and I'm referencing self-adhesive. I love my self-adhesives, but I feel like I wanted to do these PC lashes, but it's important to, every time you get near your eye, wipe your lash applicators off so it doesn't get all over your lash applicators. I'm trying to get this off gently. But it can get everywhere and then you'll have sliding. So that's kind of one of the reasons that we get sabotage so often with conventional glue. It's because of the sliding. Okay, next one. These are hard to get off the pan. I guess that's a good thing. Ooh, yeah, these are gonna be perfect. Now it's time to start on the skin. I'm gonna do a bronze underpaint. I feel like that's really gonna tie itself in. And I'm using the C40.5, and I have it on the back of my hand. I like to do this. We can absolutely just kind of draw it on, but I'm trying to not be too heavy-handed because I don't want this to get too bronzy. But we're definitely gonna get some shape if we do this first. I feel like the skin is just all about glowing skin, but it has strategic matte. So I feel like this foundation is going to be perfect. And again, it's just an underpaint. And it's also going to be really nice to kind of melt everything together. I love doing my bronzer like this no matter what. My cream bronzer. For one thing, we're going to get dimension, a lot of dimension, because I'm still going to do a powder bronzer later. And this look definitely has a lot of dimension. I feel like it looks simple, but what we're loving is how perfectly layered everything is. And just like any underpaint, we're going to go around the edges first and turn to the side so you can watch the C42 do its thing. And that is melty melty. And then go right on top. Now, if you'll just give me a second to explain myself here. Taking red blush. Red mimics just a natural flush on so many different skin tones, and it's really gonna tie this together. I'm going to put something on top of it, but first I'm taking a C41, a very small amount, okay? And I'm gonna start to place this, and this is gonna be kind of our flushed blush transition. And if we need to continue to pick up more, that's gonna be amazing. Also notice I don't have concealer on yet. We're gonna use that to kind of melt things together as well. So this is just a really great technique to get that Victoria Secret blushy glow. I also want you to notice how sheer I had the foundation through here. That's because I am gonna layer. You see how you can still kind of see my skin through there? That's good for where we're at. I don't wanna see the skin once I'm done, but it's important at this step. Now with whatever is left on our foundation brush, we're gonna go on top of the red, sandwich that back in, and it's almost time for concealer. Now it actually looks like it's a really bright under eye, but we're coming here, okay? We're going back there. But first we need balance. So I'm gonna use something really close to my skin tone, especially underneath my eyes. A little through here, just for some extra coverage and blur. Now I'm gonna grab my C32, which is back in stock, by the way. I'm very excited. And this is gonna give us precision and keep coverage, all while getting this concealer super thin across the skin. I find that sometimes blenders, they kind of just thin things out in terms of the product and the pigment too much. So I like a brush to get in here and really keep my pigment, but get it nice and smooth across the skin so we don't have any kind of creasing later. Now for the fun highlighting part, we're gonna take this in here. And the C31 is for precision and pigment. So that's why I switched. This is so much fun. We wanna just kind of brighten up through here, and then I'm gonna brighten a little bit out here. C32 just to blend out the edges. And if you're wondering why I didn't just put this on first, anytime you're doing any kind of brightening, especially as we age, we need a little bit of balance underneath there, or things like this are just gonna turn gray. So it's kind of like that insurance behind it to make sure that it stays nice and bright and doesn't go too blue, too purple, or too gray, in case you're wondering. There was a time when I could have just thrown this on, but we need a little balance now, don't we all? Taking a little bit of the same stick, and I'm just gonna carve this out underneath here. Now we're gonna take a little bit of this really bright pink, still cool tone blush, C41. This is gonna help with the transition. And I have no powder on my face right now. I know this feels so wrong, but we're gonna get such a beautiful transition this way. And then we're also gonna be able to set and blur all of these edges because we don't have our powder on just yet. So setting after is going to be delightful. Givenchy bronzer, shade 2. No powder on my face. I like to set the creams with kind of the matching blush or the matching bronzer, because it gives such an airbrushed finish. And also sometimes when we try to do this on top of already set makeup, it can change the color. What could happen is this could turn gray if I'm trying to set a set area. So it just kind of gets in there. Like I always like to say, it really makes friends a lot easier this way, especially when you have the right brush. Still taking that same powder bronzer. The C40.5 fits beautifully through there. And then if you wanted to stamp some of your bronzer through here, I like to do that. Even though it's a little bit more cool toned, it's just gonna add a little bit of warmth. Everything highlighted, bronze, placed exactly where we want it. Now we can start to lock everything in. I'm using my Givenchy pressed. It's perfect. Now don't be frightened. I say that a lot because makeup can be a little intimidating. But what's going to happen here is this is actually going to, once I get it nice and set, it's going to start to melt into all of those creams, and you will still see a skin finish come back through, even without me spraying anything. But we got to get it all locked in. Then I take the C41, and with all of the powder that I mainly focus on the center, I'm going to take that and just start to push it over the blush and the bronzer. That way I'm not changing the color too much. So I'm kind of doing a hybrid of the early 2000s and then the current look. I always wanted to master this though. So we're going to do a white eye pencil, soften it. And before it sets, we're going to take our shimmer, which I'm going to take all over my lid in just a moment. But first, we're going to pack that in here. Actually, I need a smaller brush, E27. And then pack that on top. So for the bottom lash line, I just did mascara in this taupey shade that we already had on. I'm going to do this Milk Cosmetics lip liner. This is the shade Rosette. Add a little bit of my undertone and my skin tone right to the center. This stuff is so cool. This is MAC Lip Erase. It's a pro product. So much fun. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about being perfectly blended because I'm about to pop this on. This is Queen Cosmetics Diamond Gloss. Yeah, Diamond Shimmer High Shine Gloss Space Party. You ready? So sparkly. If you want sparkly, and I'm talking extra sparkly, you want the Queen Cosmetics gloss. And I'm going to get you real close so you can watch the sparkle go on. And I'm using a fluffy brush, that way we get a more diffused look, and it just kind of creates this floating lanterns look. Remember how powdery we looked? We're up close and personal now. And it just looks like really beautiful skin now. Now it's full coverage, but it definitely does not look powdery. You have to wait, let things marinate. That skin prep is coming through and doing its job right now. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed painting it. I love you with all of my heart, and until the next video, bye for now.